No,
And
I don't blame him either.
those heroes were terrors that game. They did a lot of work.
Yeah, honestly, Jabate, I think I say, him, I didn't know anything about him before this, but that Axe game, that early game, he was just dominating that lane. He did everything he needed to do, pressuring, playing the hero just to its strengths, not overcommitting too much, though, diving.
Yeah.
I like that.
We forgot to ask Aminkt how to pronounce his name. So there you go. We're idiots.
Oh no.
Look! Team B the Leaf, they knew. They don't ban Ogre and Shakiro, and look what the first two picks are.
Obviously, there was something that they knew that we did not, because we were questioning those bans, and look, here we go here. Dai are banning the same heroes first again. I think these are just heroes that are very strong right now. Heroes that, with how they run their game, probably they just don't want to play into, especially with these kind of drafts that seem to revolve around, so far at least, the carry, at least the way they drafted last time. Yeah. The Doom, a very potent hero against those kind of drafts.
Well, I've got a question for you while we wait for the picks here. Are you a fan of Team B the Leaf because they're an Avatar reference?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
The Milo reference on point there. I think, honestly, one of a very good episode. I can't remember the episode's from, but all the episodes are good, actually.
It would be better if their banner wasn't cut in point, though.
No, yeah. That's just a testament to banner technology in its degraded state in the year 2020. Honestly, Valve, we've talked about wanting guilds, talked about wanting personas, and all these features, but honestly, I just want updated banners.
And I don't know if it's Valve's fault that teams can't split their image into, like, you should know by now.
Because it happens so much with the, I don't know,
Another wind pick. That's bold. I don't know if I like it.
I'm not a fan, because they showed last game, unless they're willing to put it in the 4 if it's outdrafted, but they showed last game they weren't really willing to put it into the 4. So that makes me question its viability, because all Dire has to do this game is draft the wind into a corner and make her a useless hero.
Yep, and last time they didn't flex the wind when there were a lot of, I felt, wind counters, and now could be wind counters again. We'll have to see. It's gonna be interesting because obviously Team PAPS over here, they can't just pop out the Nature's Prophet again, but I'm sure they're gonna do something equally terrifying.
Yeah, and I like the Jakiro, actually. A hero that hasn't seen a lot of play recently, but still very viable. We saw him a lot not too long ago. He's deceptively tanky. It's very deceptively tanky very quickly. With the Yules, like, very, very consistent lockdown. And provides push and wave clear. Honestly, he's a pretty good hero in my opinion. Although I feel like at times, if he doesn't have the right laning matchups, he can feel weak in lane.
Yeah, well, I think part of RD2l specifically is drafting these kind of solid foundational heroes like the Ogre and the Jakiro. They can both kind of do their thing in any draft, and you don't really have to worry about them, especially when sometimes you have these lower MMR players on them. But we got a Shadow Shaman! This hero's kind of dead!
He is I forgot he was a hero, honestly. New hero. Shaman and Jakiro, they're together. The push coming up from these two supports alone. This team already showing us in the first 2 games that they value having push innately in their heroes.
Well, they have good control as well, so that's nice, but I don't know, Shadow Shaman feels like he's been kind of absent. He feels underwhelming to me. Yeah,
I feel like he does a lot of the same things Lion, like what people want him for, Lion also does, and even Lion is not great right now in the meta. So, I don't know.
We'll see, another Arc Warden.
We'll see, though. They're really respecting this Sev Arc Warden.
Maybe JD plays it too. I don't know. I'm confused now.
Maybe because I think if you're the side of Radiant and you saw Sev go into the safe lane last game, maybe you're a little less worried about banning it so early. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong though. Maybe that's all Sev's waiting for. Maybe that's all the side of Dire waiting for. It's just that the arc word to make it through and just to pick a second phase.
Yeah.
Perhaps there were some scrims that we aren't aware of.
So far, looking pretty good for both teams. I mean, the Wind flexes 4. I don't think you want to put it mid, but there's more stuff Wind to kill.
Once again, a Spectre ban from the side of Dire.
You know,
an Ember ban.
I get the feeling with Team PAPS that they're in general just going to be much harder on this mid-game timing. And as a result, they're just going to ban out the late game, but we got a Void Spirit, baby!
Alright, so I'm going to say this. That is a PAPS here. You and I both know that is a PAPS here. But that's what we said last time about the Nature's Prophet. I think this could be a JD hero, maybe. JD showed that he can play that mid role very well. Going for an odd build with the first side of mech, but then going back to the Orchid and still doing work.
Is JD just a clone of Seth with this hero choice?
If he is, this, or RD2l, the technology has gone too far for RD2l, and perhaps EST Tuesday is now a very scary day to play.
Just wait until next season when there's 5 sets.
What's the point of playing anymore? Oh, Rick. Okay. I'm confused. I'm gonna be honest. This is a hero we have not seen in a while, I think, from a lot of teams. There was a period for a while back where he was very popular. Very, very popular. But is this a pause 1 Riki here?
It is, but I think it's a little bit confusing because Ricky likes having that steroid. Like, he loves having the Grimstroke with him so he can do stuff in the lane. It's going to be tough for him in the lane. Up against a Legion commander, somebody who already deals with melee cores very well. Possibly a Windrunner who can do stuff to him as well. And with probably, I'd have to imagine the Shadow Shaman, they're not really going to have a whole lot of potential to do a ton. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe. It's crazy.
Yeah. Although Riki in the Wind, I'm not as much of a fan of. Very hard here, I feel, to deal with. Because if you're not able to kill her in the cloud, or she gets the Wind Run off early, the Wind Run causes you a lot of problems on Riki.
Yeah, but they do have a lot of lockdown for her.
This is Radiant, true.
Gonna pick Terrorblade. I don't like Terrorblade, I'll be honest. Everyone I watch, every game I watch from pros to pubs, everyone says Terrorblade, good hero. I don't feel like he's good hero.
But every time I see him picked, he just has such a hard time.
Exactly. I don't ever see Terrorblade succeed.
And the times I see him win, it's eking out a win, I feel. Barely.
And it seems to me like as well, this game, look at the 30-minute timing. It's scary from Dire.
I feel the Riki also a very good hero against him because on Terrorblade you don't want to build BKB for a long time. Although Hurricane Pike also a popular item on Terrorblade, but committing for the full Hurricane Pike early does slow your other timings.
Okay, so a Darkseer ban.
I suppose, yeah, I do think Dire is looking for their offlaner. I would think.
I just don't think the offlaner they're looking for is a Darkseer.
No.
I think they want more of their Marses or Centaurs or something like that.
I think you want in-your-face offlaner. Someone to lead the charge, so to speak, you know?
Yeah, and Dire, they don't believe that that's going to be a Wind mid. They say, no, that's a 4. And they ban the Quap.
Maybe that was the first game bait, and they were baiting saying, we don't flex Wind, but now they're going to flex Wind, and Team PAPS isn't buying it, or maybe they just refuse to believe that this is a good Wind game, and
they just don't care. Maybe they just say, fine! You saw what happened last game, bold of you to try again!
I suppose. The Centaur ban, I like that ban more. I do feel like that's a hero that would fit Team PAPS a little better this game than the Darkseer.
I really like the Mars, though. If there's nothing that the
you and Mars
heroes... Well, it's just... What does Radiant do into a Mars, okay? Because here's what happens. Mars puts down the arena. Riki uses Tricks of the Trade. Jakiro has like a macro pyre. None of these heroes can escape it.
Alright. I hear you. I hear that. And I raise you. Actually, no. I have no response to that. You're right. Okay, fine.
He's powerful. You know,
but why don't we see him as much? Then why do you think we don't see Mars very much?
We see him often enough.
I know, but you suggest Mars a lot, and I feel like we don't see him enough. Okay.
All right, so it could be a mid-mid. Could be a mid-Zeus.
I feel like it's a mid-Zeus.
I don't know. I feel like Mars is very valuable. Okay, and I think he does a lot in the right games, especially a game like this where there's nothing Radiant can do. Like, they don't have any way to get people out of it. They don't have any saves. They don't have any way to get into it to take a fight.
You aren't wrong. It's a hero that would very much...
And it's also, part of Mars is you have to have heroes that want to play around. And I think this game, Dire is happy to. Ricky can toss a trick. Void can go in with his spirit and toss out a dissimulate. Macro pyre, as previously stated. There's a lot that can work with it very effectively.
Yeah. We'll talk about the Zeus pick real quick while we're waiting for the Dire. I don't like Zeus here. Actually, I like Zeus, and I both like him, and I don't like him here.
I like him as a 4.
Yeah, I feel like he provides a lot of magic damage that Radiant was lacking last game.
It gives magic damage, it is an interrupt for Shackles, and a reveal for Ricky.
This is true. And it solves one of the problems I was asking them to solve. I felt like they needed to solve. Okay, that's gross, but... Is this a 3 Void?
Maybe it is. That's kind of what it looks like. Alright, upon Zeus, he was playing 5. Sev on the Ricky, so probably carry. Jabate, that's an off lane. We've been jabated.
There we go. Living up to his namesake. This is a mid Zeus. And what I was saying is, I do feel that he solves the problems I felt like they needed to solve to an extent. He provides them damage innately in their draft.
Yeah, but he's laning against a Viper, though.
Alright, you have me there. But I believe in this man. Wise Santa will not let us down. Or once again, maybe JD will prove that he's just better Sev when it comes to mid lane.
Wow. I've got to say, Dire's lineup doesn't look as impressive as it did last game. Radiance doesn't look as countered as it did last game. I think this is definitely going to be a closer lane, but I think JD is just going to carry this game to victory. I feel like Viper versus Zeus is a washout matchup for the Viper. He's going to have a great time. Then he's going to win the game for the rest of the team.
And I do feel like Viper has been a lot stronger than hero than people are giving him credit for lately. Or not lately, but what people usually think of Viper as a hero that wins lane, loses game. I don't think that's the case for Viper recently.
Oh, he's got power. He's got a lot of damage. Alright. Okay, we've got a lot of participation on that one.
Alright, they're confident.
Not doing anything, though. Meanwhile, come on, Dire. Well, look at how quick Dire is on the trigger. Come on, Jabate it! Jabate, do it!
No, he's countering him. He's got to be the other Stoic one to counter the Terror Blade.
I see. Balance in all things. Alright.
Alright.
Dire, let's do something that no one ever does. Radiant has a 54% win rate chance. So Dota Plus favors the Radiant draft.
Interesting. Oh, we didn't really talk about the Legion Commander, I don't feel.
No.
The Legion Commander, I feel, is pretty strong against the side of Dire here. Other than the Viper, all those aren't bad dual targets.
My thing is the first 10 minutes decides Allegiance game. Right? And if the first 10 minutes go bad, they have 2 position 4s.
You're not wrong. Because the Legion without a good start can't really pressure, can't threaten. On the other hand...
So it is a 4 Zeus, by the way.
Oh, why did I say mid-Zeus? I was wrong. My apologies.
I also thought... Hold on. I'm gonna check.
Didn't Lank111er
Yeah, Lank111er played the clock last game.
Maybe they're switching things up.
Alright, they decided the last game didn't go so hot. We're going to roll switch and see how this game goes.
It is Scrim Week. It is the time to sort those things out right now.
Well, you know, knowing RD2l, maybe they sort that things out halfway through the season. Never what you want, but that's what happens. Oh, that's a lot of damage that's going to come out.
Alright.
Sev doesn't get the rune. That's 3 runes for Radiant. Good start.
Ah, it's better. I like to see that.
Now this is the problem, is why Santa only had that lightning bolt. He's never mind. Overwhelming odds, gets the kill to his offlaner, and all it costs is every drop of mana on Zeus. He might actually have to walk home.
But on the other end, Radiant come out swinging this game, and that's what I like to see. They may have had a rough game last game, but they are not out of this. They are showing.
Absolutely.
Bottom lane, Terrorblade, using meta very effectively, level 1 to secure that lane, doing what he does best, just winning the first wave.
Yeah, gonna get them hits. Oh gosh, but mid lane already domination from Viper.
Ooh.
2-4 versus 1-1. That's never what you want to see.
Those 4 denies they're gonna be rough.
Already giving him a level advantage here. Almost an entire level. Wind is forced to run. Or die.
Top lane, ping's coming out. Oh, but nothing happening.
I don't think there's actually any engagement happening at this point. All the lanes are probably going to be pretty quiet for a minute or two here. Especially until Zeus gets his mana back. Not having that lightning bolt, though, is going to make his lane pretty rough, I feel.
Yeah, Terrorblade, though, doing very well in CS, I like to point out. Soaring ahead here. But the lane is pushing into Void Spirit, so that might change here in a second.
Oh, mid, though. Poor Wind is gonna take a hefty number of damage points. Pops the salve. JD not going to try and pop it himself.
Top lane, they're going.
Oh, they're trying. I think it's optimistic. Well, maybe not with that tricks. They're definitely going to get the kill. And now they kind of just decide to have a ceasefire. Or do they? Looking for the last hits. Seb getting awful low. Not looking too hot. But Legion also getting awful low. Pops the salve.
Zeus coming back with full mana, though. That actually might be good for them in the long run on the side of the Radiant here.
Yeah, I can definitely see it. Still no lightning.
He doesn't need as much now that Riki doesn't get his invis to level 6. So
yeah, I think the problem is you don't want to arc lightning onto the wave, right? You want to not push it, and the lightning bolt really helps with that direct damage. So
Viper dominating in the CS right here.
Yeah, not really surprising. The hero's just such a straight counter. Oh, Sev could be in trouble. Where's the lightning bolt? He doesn't have it!
If you have a lightning bolt there, Sev dies maybe. He's gonna salve up though. Mid lane. JD doing what I expect out of Viper for a while there. He was just sitting closer to the steps of Radiant, just zoning Windranger from the entire wave here.
Landkiller can't even step up to the wave, really. Just a raw damage output. Shipping in a bottle, but a lot of poison damage to prevent that bottle from doing a lot. JD not managing to interrupt it. Wind's gonna get an early invis, so refill the bottle. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. That maybe makes that bottle more value right there. But bottom lane pushing into Terrorblade. He's gonna get a lot of CS here. His CS going very well for him.
Yeah, good start.
Quite far ahead of the Void Spirit here.
All right, and I've got to say it. Why is Santa getting the second point in Chain Lightning? I could maybe understand the first level, but this just seems pretty inexcusable. That's a big nuke that you don't have access to.
This is questionable. That's an interrupt, especially in a lane where they can just TP out if they get too threatened. I'm not a fan of that whatsoever. I feel like you want... Honestly, I think the right build is 2 points in Lightning Bolt in this lane.
Yeah, you're comparing the damage. That's a 200 damage nuke versus a 100 damage nuke. It's obviously got a lower cooldown on the Q, but it also pushes. Yeah, they're looking. Will they find anything? The stun comes out. The zap's also not really there. But they want to kill Legion. They have a feeling Zeus isn't there. They're gonna get a big slow, a second slow, but it gets purged. Unlikely to be enough damage, especially with the Zeus shutting.
Legion saving that purge just for the slow. Very good discipline there.
Wynn's now a level behind.
Wynn is a level behind, and it's a very important level. Not so much for her, but Viper saving the point. Not committing it yet. I feel if he sees a kill opportunity, though, we will see the commitment into the ultimate.
Absolutely. Thing is Wynn can't even really step up or get queued. 1, 2 stacks, forced to win run. Now you have nothing. There it is! 1! He's gonna... Doesn't even need the second. That's gonna be the kill.
Although getting the power shot off the last second, maybe some extra CS there, extra push, but not much.
Yeah, and I think at this point, she's pretty much forced out of the lane. You know, going to be back up in 30 seconds.
What do you do against this win? You know what I haven't seen either game here from the side of Radiant?
Do tell.
They have not rotated their support, so maybe that's because they don't feel confident in leaving their cores in the side lanes. But both games, JD has played it low at times, where I feel one quick rotation from a support could have changed the state of these lanes.
Well, you know, I think it's tough in this game especially. They don't have nearly as good heroes for the rotation. But last game, there's definitely more opportunity with the Spirit Breaker to do so, as we narrowly avoid a kill, by the way, on the Void Spirit down bottom. But he does get out. But yeah, I think it's just tough. Jakiro doesn't really rotate well. Zeus isn't amazing as a rotator, especially into a Viper. Same with Shadow Shaman and Ogre. None of them really known for rotations.
Zeus getting the point in Lightning Bolt, though. There you go. Are you satisfied now?
Well, it'll help, but I don't know how much at this stage.
I think you want that level 1. It's a lot more damage there relative to their HP pool.
And he needs a Bassi or something, because look at, he's just constantly out of mana, unable to do anything.
Yeah, this straight brown boots, he must be going for Arcane Boots early, but the Bassi just provides so much to a Zeus in lane, and also the Legion, for that matter.
Absolutely. Viper, out of mana, otherwise I think we'd have a dead wind again.
But he's got the clarities, he's got the mangoes.
Yeah,
he understands what he needs to win this lane.
Especially if he gets that haste ring. And man, just 2 stacks. They do lose the Ogre down bottom. Up top, though, they're trying to kill the Jakiro at the same time. They're trying to kill the Zeus. Looks like Zeus might pop. No, gets the jukes off. And Jakiro also gets out. So nothing happens.
Oh, bottom lane, is anything happening? No, just a little damage onto the Terrorblade. Terrorblade sitting low. Not enough mana for the Sunder.
And look at this. JD is going to use the haste rune to go back and fully top off, not use those consumables. Come back out swinging. As in the meantime, it looks like Lank111er is doing something similar.
I find it odd that he is, because you want to be mid if you're Lank111er right now, and maybe he's not aware that Viper is going back till it's too late.
He's TPing top. He wants a kill.
Okay, let's see. Let's see if we can get it.
It's going to be tough. Radiant knows Dire knows he's there now with that Shackle Shot. I don't think he's going to acquire anything. They're putting the Zeus mid. That feels like it's even worse. I'm surprised JD didn't just go for a straight up kill there. Surprised this man just doesn't just hit R and start hitting Q. That's a level 4 Zeus. They do get Jakiro's Courier.
I feel like this is a dead man if he walks. It's even worse for the Zeus, I feel. I know he can hit from farther away with the Arc Lightning, but if Viper's on top of you, you just die. You don't have that wind run to get away.
Yeah, and meanwhile, down bottom, They're trying to catch the Ogre and will do so. Looks like Void Spirit will get out. Come on, JD. Hit him. There you go. Look at that. Just 2 Vipers. 2 little spits, and he's basically forced out of the lane.
Did you just call it 2 Vipers?
I was going to say 2 Viper poison attacks, but I forgot the name. They're going for the duel. They're not going to get it. Is he going to be able to get the jump out to the Jakiro? He will. Nothing happens.
Yeah, a little bit of nerves there, I think. Wind using the shackle during the duel. And really not stacking the stuns properly. So I think if they stack those better, they maybe get a kill. But
put the salve onto the Ricky. He might be able to go for the counter kill now.
Oh,
the
he
Ice
wants
Path
it.
would have whiffed. Legion's fine. Zeus steps up to the mid lane. He's got 2 buttons. JD's been very kind to him. Decided, you know what? I won't just kill you. But I feel like he definitely could.
He's showing mercy, you know?
Oh, but Land Killer. He has almost no mana. What's
That's
he
dangerous.
gonna do here?
I want to take a second while there's nothing going on and talk about this Terrorblade. This Terrorblade, the saving grace I feel right now for Radiant. He's doing very well in CS. Quite a bit better than the Riki in farm, with all the fighting going on top. And if anyone's going to carry this game, it's going to be this Terrorblade. You know, lots on his back, I feel.
Still just worried about that 30-minute timing. What do you do? And look, Viper. He knows what he do. It was spotted by the Radiant. And it looks like, with the shackle, they are going to kill the Void Spirit. But guess who's here to say, I don't care, I'm getting kills myself. It's the Viper. Decides against it. And actually, this is going pretty well for Radiant. They managed to get the kill onto the Void Spirit and the Shadow Shaman. Shadow Shaman does take the tower. They're looking for Viper. He's going to try a TP, but it gets canceled. Pops down the break. I don't think he's really at any risk of death. In fact, may even turn onto this Ogre. Has 3 stacks, 4
Ogre.
stacks, 5 stacks. Ogre, you're tanky, but not that tanky. Does go down.
Meanwhile, Legion... Now, how would you rate this Legion start here?
I mean, it's alright, but she's got no damage. And she's got to start getting that damage in the next minute or 2. If not, she just won't have enough to catapult herself forward. And Dire's not giving her the chance.
Oh, they're coming for her. They're being proactive about this.
Dire sees her. And look at this, 4 heroes. But instead, they maybe actually find the bigger target.
Terribly.
Now, there is a point in Sunder, so he can use it. Is going to use it onto Sev. But honestly, I'm not sure if it's going to matter. Pops the meta, but he's just going to get popped himself. Legion, likely to get the duel here, does do so. Now Dire has to make their escape, unless Viper decides that he's going to show up. Just leaves the Zeus for the Ricky. The Legion gets the duel, which is good. But they lose the Terrorblade, which is bad. And they lose the Metamorphosis, which is also bad.
That's rough, considering, as I was just saying, a lot of the success in this early game for Radiant's coming from that Terrorblade and farm.
And with that gank, by the way, the Terrorblade has fallen well below the Rickian net worth. 500 gold down.
Yeah, that's unfortunate to see.
On Shadow Shaman has the button too.
I feel like this is a concern we see with Terrorblades a lot. He looks great in the early game, his CS 20, 30 above the Riki, but it doesn't matter. Riki could just get kills, and what does Terrorblade do? He has to keep farming.
This Radiant fortified, but it's going to mean nothing.
They're just
the combination of the liquid fire and the birds, I guess serpents. Oh, and meanwhile, mid, please let me live. No, Legion goes down. They're trying to kill
JD getting low.
JD has a lot of magic resistance right now, but not enough. Gives up a kill for free. Win
playing pretty far up with low health.
Will Win get the Jakiro?
Wind looking for something, but no one to be found on this side of the map right now.
Yep.
Very unfortunate.
Looks like she's just going to find herself some farm.
What is Sev going for here? For the Battle Fury, Against the Terrorblade, not surprised. Accelerates the Riki's farm. Very good against Terrorblade illusions. All around, pretty good item on Riki.
Absolutely. You know, when you're playing this Riki here, you're like, all right, we can go late. They want to go late. I'll escalate myself. And, yeah, I think he's okay with it. I think Dyer's also okay with fighting without a defusal or anything. They're not afraid. Look at them. How can you be afraid? Oh, Shadow Shaman. He goes
something
deep
might happen,
for
yeah.
that. I think something is going to be Radiant losing a tower. Oh, they get the shackle. They don't have the mana for a stun. And that's a big, overwhelming odds into a Zeus ulti. And a duel is going to go the way of Legion, just barely. And now, Metamorphosis, 3 for 0. Riki's here, but does Riki want to be here? Probably not. And that's going to turn into a tower for Radiant.
That was great. I think Radiant getting a little too confident in their... Or sorry, Dire getting a little too confident in their advantage. All grouping up for a huge overwhelming...
Oh,
oh.
Sam
There we
gets
go. But a
Yeah.
huge overwhelming odds. Oh, he might be dead.
No, they don't have mana to interrupt it on the Zeus. But man, yeah, that was just the overwhelming odds into the Zeus ulti just instantly did 3/4 of their health. It's
and then
terrifying.
the duel onto the Viper very quickly, stopping him from kiting and orb walking like he was. That was huge. That was very good.
I'll tell you, this
Transitioning-
is the start Legion needed
Yes.
at this point.
And the transition immediately into the tower, a very heads-up play, securing some map control, turning what looked like an obvious Radiant tower, as you were saying, going down to quite the opposite.
Yeah, and look, they're looking at this Riki. He's under a sentry. The stun, no multicast, is going to get dueled. Don't think he's going to go down to the duel itself, and then he's going to Tricks, probably leap out to his Jakiro when he shows up. Actually, leaps out to the creep. Oh, and goes for the Ether Shock first on the Shadow Shaman. A little bit interesting. They are going to, it looks like, take out the Ogre. Legion going to walk away. But that gives Shadow Shaman his Aether Lens. That's not bad.
No, but also you rotate a lot of heroes and just get an Ogre, though. And
Oh, at the same time, Viper does get quite a bit of damage into the tier 1, so he's getting something at least.
Viper's still playing very confidently. Something I've noticed about JD these 2 games already, is first he went for the mech and now for the drums. He likes going, it seems, for these early game items. These the kind of items that just accelerate him further into his bigger items.
Yeah. Oh, and look at this. Wind has a phase boot. Probably already better off than the last game.
MKB, not far off either. Only looking at that Demon Edge, which is only about 800 gold away.
Does she have? Courier.
Recipes of the Courier, I think. Which is an odd decision.
Find the Courier, so... They are going on to the Jakiro. Will probably get the kill. And they will also get the duel onto the Shaman. Another duel, 130 damage. He's coming up. This is looking much better. Radiant even holding the net worth lead. Jabate gets the stun. Probably not going to be any follow-up of any kind. Yeah. Sev maybe regretting that Battle Fury a little bit since he can't really fight with it. Definitely regretting it since there's only one tomato, the potato, nowhere to be found.
That is very unfortunate. Although when you have Battle Fury, even when both of them are there, it's kind of like the worst camp to get, I think.
That's true.
Yeah.
Bait doesn't get the last hit with the Remnant. A Viper, look at this man. In 1 second, he presses the button. Just like that, a tier 2 is going to get pressured.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they're going on the Riki.
He is under a sentry, manages to get out, still very mobile, and look at this. Instantly, JD says, I want to fight.
He wants blood. Bulljack's spirit is with him.
Oh, they find the sentry. Or do they? I could have sworn Jakiro saw it. Jakiro, please! Alright, he does notice it. Upon Zeus gets the sentry. Viper's still farming. Getting up to that Maelstrom pretty decently quickly. Legion, Link, and about 40 gold. Makes that 10. Zeus almost has his agonism. As we say.
Agonism. Yeah, an agonism.
Yeah. Listen. Have you seen my my cursed Dota video of me freestyle rapping? Okay.
Okay.
Then it doesn't make any sense. Oh, they get a duel onto the Viper. Let's stop talking about that. As Lank111er decides to keep going in. Seb, though, he wants to get something. Oh, the Illusion Purge is solid, but gonna get lifted, gonna get stunned, not likely to get out, will go down.
Mid for mid trade, but the Legion dual damage coming out. Yes, you were saying agonism.
Yeah, sorry. So, I mean, we don't need to talk about it too much, but I had a day where I was up 48 hours and maybe did a freestyle rap that was horrific, and at one point I referred to it as an agonism. So, I now do sometimes just call it agonism. So that was not a misspeak.
Okay.
Well, it was because I realize now that no one understands it, but...
You know, but it's good. It's an in-joke here. I mean, agonism is what I was in earlier today, so don't worry about it.
Nice. You guys can all thank Gaben. He channeled his spirit so that Eli, despite having a very unfortunate accident, was not hospitalized.
The vehicle, on the other hand, was hospitalized, or hospitalized. We'll go with that. He'll make a full recovery.
You gotta keep it fit for the kids. Vinny the van is in critical condition.
Uh-oh.
Kids will switch topics as they try and go in and hit nothing. Oh, what a long-range shackle. I'm not sure why he canceled. It didn't get purged. Legion might be in trouble. Doesn't have a purge for herself. Does go down. And meanwhile, now though, Viper's in trouble. Wynn tries to do something, but doesn't manage to get connected. The Zeus ult, they're dealing damage into the Void Spirit. And they're going to get it. Looks like the Shadow Shaman as well, as he falls quite quickly. Oh no, they see Sev. Ice Path comes out to buy time upon Zeus, trying to get out desperately, being hunted down by the Terrorblade, big, tall, and angry. A shackle, doesn't latch to anything, and a questionable power shot, and they find Sev. Sev's in such trouble, he tries to juke south, but he's going to go down as well. And that's a disaster.
The 4 Zeus and the Pause 1 Terrorblade putting to bed our fears, I feel, right now. The Shackle Shot into the Zeus Agonist already just came out, and the ultimate, huge amounts of damage, and Terrorblade, when he's allowed, this is the problem with Terrorblade. When he's not allowed to just sit there and hit the enemy team, he's awful. And a lot of times, he's not allowed to. But when you get team fights like that, he looks amazing.
I kind of hate to say it, but this Battle Fury on the Ricky is not working out because he can't fight. He has nothing. I think he has a Diffusal Blade on his courier, but I can't select it, so I don't know.
The technology is not there yet.
Maybe it is, and I'm just an idiot. Let's not blame the technology just yet.
I actually don't think it is, because I feel like this is a problem I've seen with lots of casts that are much higher quality than ours.
What's Sev? He's hunting. He will find the Centaur.
Alright, he's stealing the farm.
What is the name of that Centaur?
I think they're just called Centaur Warrunners.
Are they? Okay.
Legitimately. No, sorry, Centaur Conquerors. Alright. So, is that above a Warrunner or below a Warrunner? Let's figure this out here. Oh, ping's on top.
Well, we'll have to figure it out later as Jabate gets a Jabate off!
Oh, he goes back in!
Manages to juke with that Dissimulate, now dealing damage into the Wind. Wind trying to run, but she used her E to get in, and they found the Legion with the Shackle coming out, also gonna fall.
And Dire strikes back, just like that.
Just like that. Wow, it is Centaur Conqueror. How'd you find that out so quickly?
I just went and clicked on a Centaur Conqueror.
Oh, I didn't see any camps.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, I see him now. Him and his little baby. The course.
Centaur Of course, sir. You know, so is Conqueror or obviously War Runner is superior to the Conqueror. Now, when he Midases a creep or kills a creep, like is he just killing his own race like that, or it's like?
All right, like we can't talk about that for the kids.
All right.
We can't. That's a dangerous conversation. 2 bounties gonna go the way. Oh no, Hawks, no. Okay. Wow, he is definitely deceased. That is dead. 60 damage, and maybe Jabay gets caught too.
Jabay
does have 2 charges, so unlikely to happen. JD also in a spot of trouble. Maybe he's very slow. It looks like he will flap away. Meanwhile, Ricky, Courier, we can check, does have the full defusal, so it did go down before he could get it, I believe.
Alright, so this is a big Courier here, you know? The defusal, the BKB, about... How much is this BKB?
About 2,000.
About 2,000 gold. Yeah, that... Once the BKB comes out with the defusal, I feel that it's a very big power spike for Ricky, but is it enough? I worry that this Terrorblade is getting way too farmed, way too fast.
He is large and in charge, but, you know, I don't know. I feel like a lot of it comes down to the rest of the team fight. How well does Radiant survive? Because if Radiant dies quick, it's going to be tough for Terrorblade. But so far, they've been doing a good job of not dropping too quickly.
I feel when Radiant's playing on the offensive, they look really good. As long as...
Sev. He's in deep. Looking for something. Will he find something? He might find the Zeus. If he waits just a second, does he choose to capitalize? Indeed he does. The smoke comes down. Mana on Zeus getting low. Will drop, but wins there. Gets the shackle. Gets the focus fire. No detection. The dust finally comes out. Gets the tricks. He does have a JD to maybe jump to, but chooses not to. Goes down. The duel looks like it's going to come out soon onto JD. Tries to pop it, but the Force Staff is there. Jakiro saying, I'm coming. But it's not enough. And that's a Scotty done on Terrorblade. That changes things. They're going to find a Pawn Zeus too. The tree shackle is there. He's going to go down, move right into Roshan. If I had to guess, indeed they will.
And this game looking really good for Radiant. Although that rough start, they played their game. They let Terrorblade get his farm, and although he had a few missteps and a few tumbles there, he still got where he needed to be. Dire not translating the early game advantage into enough map control, I feel. Not really threatening that triangle enough times.
Yeah, and in hindsight, that Battle Fury on Ricky feels really underwhelming. Obviously, at the time, we both said it seemed good, but this game it turned out to be not so good.
Not if you can't translate it into a lot. You get that Battle Fury so you can farm faster and you can accelerate. When the Terrorblade's sitting 3,000 net worth above you, it just doesn't feel as good when you're behind like that. Doesn't feel as good as possibly, I mean, part of a Mantor that finished BKB and into a Basher win. And Legion Commander, 80 damage. That's crazy. Blade Mill coming up very soon as well.
I don't know if I'd say it's quite crazy, but it's definitely solid. Definitely enough to keep you in the game as a core.
I feel like for her start, it's crazy because it seemed very uneventful for the first 12 minutes.
Oh, Sev, are you going to try something crazy? Oh, just goes for the tricks to get the last hits. Landkiller, though, he might go for something crazy. Doesn't have a whole lot of mana. Does have a
Landkiller, although we added the Wind Ranger again, Landkiller showing us a different show than we saw last game.
Yeah, there are definitely, I think, less hard counters to win this game. The Viper comes to mind, but the others are more okay to deal with. And he has phase boots. Last win, only had brown boots.
And she's allowed to go for that early MKB rush, which I think makes a huge difference. A lot of the heroes on Dire, easier for her to kill, other than, you know, some mobility issues, but when they get shackled, a lot of the heroes on the side of Dire do just die to the Windrunner.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ranger. Sorry. Please don't sue me, Blizzard.
I will keep calling it Windrunner. Don't worry. 3 dust coming out. I'll tell you what I think I would have liked to have seen instead, now that I think about it on this Ricky. A diffusal into a Manta. Just to purge that dust. Because the Sentry game's been pretty weak from Radiant. It's all been in the dust factor. Of course, the BKB will also purge it, but that seems a bit overkill.
It's not overkill if you don't die.
That is true. I think. The more I think about it, the less sense it makes, so I'll just move on. Smoke gank from Radiant. Right. They have a scan. They know Shaman's there. They choose to take the outpost.
Alright, smoke gank on the outpost.
Oh. They see him. He does trick. Is there anything for him to go to? There is. He tries to get out using the Terror Blade. Tries to get out again. No dual damage, but a big kill, and his BKB was just coming up. They want more. They're looking for Hawks. They taste blood in the water.
Alright,
oh
Hawks.
No! He is going to get dueled and going to get killed. And that's more damage. And then
I think
pops
this is just
the blade mail to assert dominance. And yeah.
They don't know it, I don't think, but Riki does not have buyback.
And they don't have the Zeus there, but you don't need it when Nimbus is an ability. Oh, that is a big freeze, though. Could be dangerous for the Terror Blade. There is a lot of dot up against him. Gets purged by the Legion. Has to be careful of the blink from the Legion. Probably not going to come in just yet. Oh, and he's taking a lot of damage from his own illusion. He's actually got to be careful. Terror Blade does get stunned up, gets purged off. He wants to get that Sunder off. The one advantage to Viper taking the damage here is that he's not going to get sundered, but he does get focus fired. Goes down quite quickly. The Hex comes out under the wind. She is underneath 2 towers. Probably going to go down. Indeed does. Ricky's here with the BKB. They do manage to take out the first life of the Terror Blade, and they get a bunch of his supports. He's going to come back up. Doesn't have a BKB or anything, so he's going to die quite quickly. Unlikely to get the Sunder off with the silence. Overall, an okay fight, I feel, for Dire. They don't lose the barracks, do lose the tower, but get 3 kills at the cost of only 1 buyback.
Yeah, I feel they weren't doing enough damage quick enough to the barracks on the side of Dire. Viper and Jakiro and Void Spirit, and especially the Jakiro and the Viper, I feel, doing a very good job of stalling out that high ground push with those Ice Pass, those dual breaths, and just the Viper, just all the dots he provides.
Yeah, and they're going to probably get a tier 2 out of this, it looks like. So getting an objective as well. 40 seconds, no Terror Blade, but unlikely to want to push. Actually, though, they do catch the Zeus out of position, and this will probably be him dead. Does have the Ghost Scepter, but there's a lot of magic damage.
The Zeus sitting on this low ground, which I see way too much, you know, in all levels of play.
You're going to hit me with PTSD, man. The people that just sit there despite having no business being there, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I see this, even at the highest level play, I see tournaments where people just get caught out right here on the low ground.
Yeah, it's always on Radiant, and it's always right in the mid lane.
You just sit there, and you get caught. I don't know what is about that lane.
Oh, Radiant, they're looking. Okay. They're going to maybe get a duel here. Oh, no. They see the sentry. They're going to rest in peace. Viper take him out. Jakiro to follow shortly after. But
alright.
That wasn't used. Dire not likely to get a good push out of it.
They are pinging this tier 1.
Well, I forgot there was a tier 1 there. I'm not going to lie. They're probably going to get a tower out of it. Void Spirit, though. Looks like
can I just take a moment and say, I love this color on the Terror Blade. Really pretty.
Yeah, the golden color. It looks good. Void Spirit doesn't have a TP, by the way, so he is stuck in enemy lines.
Oh, he's going to cut waves, though. It's dangerous without that TP, though. But the courier snaking around to him.
Not going to get spotted by that courier.
It's bringing his BKB as well.
Ah, it's his courier. I thought it was the enemy courier.
Or not the finished BKB, sorry. It's bringing most of it.
Well, it looks like Radiant will get the 2 towers. However, there is another fortify for Dire now. And it's a little spooky. Wind, though, out of position. May get caught. Ricky's going for it. Ricky pings. There's a Shadow Shaman there as well.
One thing we aren't seeing. Oh, wait a second. This might be turning something.
Oh, it's definitely gonna turn into something. Look at the range. The shackle, though. That's the power of the Zeus. To interrupt that. Sev, don't keep going. You know it's dangerous. Doesn't get the BKB off. But there isn't a focus fire just yet. Wow. That was unfortunate. They just get annihilated, and Win gets out on the 1est of 1 HPs. Sub 100. If only Sev had popped the BKB a fraction sooner, it would have been a kill, and maybe he would have gotten out.
Very unfortunate. But, I mean, Sev does have the Basher, Abyssal on the way. Next time, maybe that's a kill.
Maybe.
As if there is a next time.
A lot of damage for them to take. Now, they do have the advantage of Jabate over here, pushing out this mid lane. Gonna do some damage, may actually have some danger. He's fine. He has 2 charges of that Astral Step. Unlikely to get caught. Has the BKB as well. The Aghanims, he's gonna get silences off. I don't think you can catch this man. And
no.
Indeed, Lank111er just decides, you know what, not worth my time.
I don't think you catch that man without a major misplay or extra heroes.
Absolutely. He's just too slippery. That's the one advantage to having the Void Spirit. A slippery fish.
Alright, 6k lead for the side of Radiant. Although this game feels a lot closer than that. Although they feel in the back foot right now, Dire has shown multiple times their ability just to get kills sometimes. The Viper, especially. If you lock a hero down, this Viper can just kill anyone, it feels.
Yeah, it's. I think this game could go either way. A lot of it does come down to the initiation of who goes on who and how quickly Dire can get the kills. Even Dota Plus saying it's about a 65% chance for Radiant, so even it's not totally convinced. What's that scan hitting? Oh, the Metamorphosis! Or not the Metamorphosis, the Conjure Image!
Yes, it counts as a hero on the scan.
Oh, no. That's a disaster.
Still in beta, everyone. Don't worry.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's intentional.
You think it's intentional? It is treated differently than other illusions, I will give it that.
Yeah, you can't tell it's an illusion, and it does, do some weird things, I guess. So, who knows?
I don't know. Alright. We got Radiant here looking to kind of start congregating. Maybe they want to look for something. They're pinging out.
Oh,
drawing
the circle.
circles here.
They're
Oh,
looking. You know they mean business. They're gonna walk into Roche. Dire knows about it, though. Oh, no. This could be danger for Jabate. Gets silenced. Has to pop the BKB quite quickly. Doesn't decide to remnant him, but the team is here. The BKB comes out for the wind, and this is kind of like a fight here. Unless they catch this poor Ogre. That's basically a free kill. The ultimate, the Nimbus does come out for Zeus. They do have a good lockdown without good interrupt. Except for the duel and the Zeus ulti. It's 2 for 0. The supports are dead. Seb wants to find something. Will he commit? Meanwhile, Ogre does go down on the backlines to Jabate. He's in a dangerous situation though, and will fall. Seb sees this Legion. Doesn't want to go, but they know he's there. They put down the sentry. They walk back into Roche. 75 seconds with no Void Spirit, who has no buyback. It's very risky.
I think this is just another Roche for the side of Radiant.
We'll have it in 50 gold too. So probably will have it by the time a push comes through. As it slowly ticks up, the lane maintenance not amazing on the side of Radiant. But that's hard to deal with. Now you've got 2 Terrorblades you have to kill. But they've done it before! They could do it again.
They have done it before. I do feel that Terrorblade is a hero that once he's separated from his team, it's very easy for him to go down. Although, he does have the BKB this time. So you kill him the first time, he pops BKB, comes back up, and maybe you're in for a lot worse of a world then.
There is a Basher on the side of this Ricky though. Counter out that BKB.
Abyssal coming along nicely, although does he want to buy out for it? Illusionist Cape comes out for the Terrorblade.
You hate to see it. Or, if you're Radiant, you love to see it. Man, that's just such a powerful ability.
Just granting them victory.
Now, Sev sees the Legion, debating if he wishes to go or not.
It's dangerous. The last few times he's attempted it. Oh, sorry.
There's not a team nearby. The Legion's looking for the bounty. This could be a good time to pick it up if he chooses. Win nearby. Legion going for, it looks like the utility rune being stalked. And they'll go! And Legion doesn't have any team right now. Will get stunned up. The Viper's there too. Sev has to back out. Takes a lot of damage. Looks like they're going to lose that Jakiro. And they know about Sev. And they want him. And they're going to kill JD. Everyone on Dire does now have buyback. So they are going to get 2. You're going to lose nothing. So ultimately, a win for Radiant, of course. And they're going to see tie ground with no Viper. And that Viper is key to their hold, I think.
Yes. DD on the Terrorblade, meta up, BKB up. This might be just dead to the Rex right here.
Absolutely.
The Viper buyback, though.
I don't think it's going to matter. They do have the Fortify up in time. They're going to start dealing damage. Viper's immediately stunned up, but Ricky doesn't want to let them out. The 4 staff's too powerful, though. They take out the Sentry, so they're okay. Terrorblade walks back up. JD has to be a little bit careful. They are going to tick down. Meanwhile, a big silence coming out. They do manage to silence everyone. Ogre drops. Obviously does have buyback. Probably not going to use it. Meanwhile, the Nimbus is going to get taken out. They get a nice shackle onto the Terrorblade, but it doesn't matter. Now, Void Spirit on the back line in a lot of trouble. Viper's already gone down. Sev trying to get in onto this Windrunner. Looks like he will manage to get it, but Sev's taking a lot of damage from the Legion. Has to be very careful. Meanwhile, Terrorblade's just walking forward. No fear in the world. Sev trying to survive. Has to be very careful. Also wants to find this Zeus who has the Shadow Blade.
That's an interesting pickup there.
And now we've already got the go back in from the Void Spirit. He's dying very quick. Has to Astral Step deeper. 2 or more buybacks are coming out. They do manage to hex up the Legion. Meanwhile, Metamorphosis down in a few seconds. Radiant has to make the retreat, but Zeus is going to drop. Ice Path does not manage to latch, but look at that Shackle. Obviously going to get purged off very quickly. Sev bouncing between targets, trying to look for things. The duel's back up, so Sev has to be very careful. Only 2 heroes alive. They pop the buyback and the ulti on Zeus, but it's not enough. They do manage to kill the Jakiro with the illusions and the Nimbus, though. But overall, Dire holds. Dire gets good kills. Dire forces some buybacks. Obviously, though, looks like overall it's going to be a win for Radiant.
Yes, buyback only left on the Riki. So win or not really win. Or sorry, not if, win. I can't even speak anymore. Oh my goodness. Radiant decides to go at some point. I don't know what you do anymore if you're on Dire. They still have the Aegis.
The Aegis is going to expire in about 45 seconds. So they're going to lose it. And then it's a question of if they want to push without having that backup light. They may wish to just wait for next Aegis. And in that case, it's probably going to be buybacks coming online for Dire. It's very possible that they will be able to just have those buybacks back. But Radiant, they're not waiting. They're looking for a smoke. It's the danger zone, though. They might lose this Terrorblade as the Aegis expires, but it looks like they're going to find the Shadow Shaman. They're pinging him. They want him. They duel him. Nimbus, probably unnecessary, and they take his creep. 270 damage now. That is more damage.
Is this the kind of start you want to see for a Legion Commander?
I think this is a bit more than a start, but yes. Now Radiant, look, they show no fear. They're continuing this push. Dire, obviously not in any position. The Macro Pyre's there, but that's about it. It's not going to save your base, because there are creeps standing on it. Dire is forced to TP, but Ricky is in a dangerous position. Doesn't get gone on. Jabate gets stunned to start this off. Times for a multicast. Shackle not going to latch to anything. That is a free lane of racks for the Radiant. Dire have to be very careful, but they don't want to let them get them out. But Land Killer as the level 25 talent. Much harder to get locked down. And oh no, upon Zeus had flashbacks as that illusion walked down, luckily turned back into a melee Terror Blade, sparing him from death.
Alrighty. They're starting to go bottom, starting to head that way, getting the waves cleaned up. I
Jabate almost dies to the illusions. And Sev!
Oh no. Oh no. Sev though, it looks as injured. Sev with the rapier.
Oh, I don't know how we didn't see that. But if there's an item to bring you back into the game, this is the one. Now, they will have to win 2 fights with it. So 1 point of consideration.
But this is what I love about Sev. Even when he's losing, he refuses to let go. He will buy that rapier. He is definitely the player to buy a rapier.
And they've smoked.
Alright.
They've smoked with the rapier. It could work out for them. It does
here.
Look good if they can catch the initiation. The smoke gets revealed, but Landkiller is maybe in trouble. The Aegis is rapidly falling. He can't blink out. Barely manages to at the last moment. But they know. Rapier on the deck. Are they just going to call it as Terrorblade is the one to pick it up? I think that's just the game. And indeed, they will call it. What a second game. I told you their lineup was stronger. And it was. And they managed to do it.
I really feel like they did solve some of their problems. The Zeus
and my game crashed.
Oh, well, to wrap it up, I think the Zeus being added to the lineup, the Legion Commander being added to the lineup, offer them a lot more pressure, like ability to pressure in the mid game and the early game. Zeus adding damage to their lineup. Legion, I think, better than the Underlord in this kind of draft that they like to go for, it seemed. Terrorblade, yeah, Terrorblade just got to do what he wanted to do. He got to farm longer. He got space this time. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, that mid-game timing didn't really come around from PAPS. You know, they just kind of, they itemized a bit for the late game. They played it slow, and, you know, Radiant took advantage of that space to hit their own timings.
Yeah. I feel the Battle Fury might have been part of that. Delaying that the Diffusal and the Basher and the Manta timing for that Battle Fury. Because it didn't really look like it accelerated his farm enough to justify it, I don't think.
Yeah, he did struggle to sort of keep up with that Terrorblade. But, you know, again, at the time, we said it looked like a good build, a good idea. It just didn't quite pan out that game.
And, yep, I mean, and that makes sense. Even we thought it was a good idea, but you never know. That's just how the game goes. That's part of the game, reading the map and reading how it's going to go. And this game, Radiant read it a lot better.
Yep. I think that'll wrap us up. More streams coming, more casts coming, more Legal ads tomorrow.
Yeah, Legal ads tomorrow.
All right. See you all.